assuming this all goes through and everybody gets registered, who will have access to that data that's been collected?
Okay. So once you register with your service provider, definitely your service provider will have access to the information that you sent to them when you did a star 404. So they would have your name, your Ghana card, PIN, and that unique code on their database. Even before we started the registration process, your service provider had your registration details. Now we look at the second part of the exercise. That second part of the exercise where we take your Ghana card, your biometrics, doesn't go to the telco. It goes to a server, which is at the NITA, National Information Technology Agency, which goes to NITA. Even the first part of the exercise, your star 404, that information is also stored on a central SIM register, which is also kept at NITA. And just like other ID agencies which have your details like the passport, the driving license, SNIT, and all those information that will be on that server, on those servers at NITA, will be secured with the relevant security and cybersecurity protocols to make sure that there are no data breaches.
Okay, but that information is there for a purpose. So what is the purpose? Which institutions will be able to use that data?
Okay, so that access to the data will be highly restricted. Already the law, the SIM registration regulation law states that you can only provide, the mobile network operators can only provide access to subscribers' data on the provision of a court order. And that will be the same regulatory framework that will apply to that server. So if a security agency needs to be able to trace somebody, their details on a particular SIM card, they would have to produce a court order before that information is given to them.
Okay. As I understand things today, if you needed any data held by a telco,
Yes,
that's the process. You
that's
need
the
a court
process.
order, and then the telco will release the information provided you have a court order.
Yeah.
If NITA now holds that information, NITA, of course, being a state agency, how sure are we that if police, another state agency, needs data on a citizen and they go to NITA, that NITA will insist on a court order before providing that information to?
Yes, all the relevant data protection regulations will be followed. We have our information with a host of government agencies, and I'm not sure that we hear people complaining about the police or security agencies going to DVLA, going to SNIT, going to the passport to pull out people's information just like that. No.
Well, I mean, do we know that it happens or not?
No, but we haven't heard it. So how can we just assume that this happens or this will even happen? And it's the same government agency that is holding this information. And the same relevant data protection rules will apply to this. And not only the data protection rules, but rules or regulations covering the SIM registration and access to data of subscribers.
Okay, I suppose the question I was trying to get an answer from NCA on is whether we know for a fact that state institutions like NITA will follow this law. You make the point that we don't know. We haven't heard that they've broken such a law, but we don't know whether they break it or not. We have no way of knowing unless we're there. But how does the NCA ensure that this information that they are causing the whole nation to provide will actually not be abused?
The information will not be abused. NITA definitely follows government protocols and all the regulatory framework. And so we can assure subscribers and listeners on this program that this information will be kept secure and access to it will only be on the provision of a court order.
All right. Let's get back to the